Hey guys, it's Mike and Maddie. So with the new release of the iPad Pro, we decided to make a video comparing the two most highly praised note-taking apps for iOS.
Goodnotes 5 versus Notability.
Yep, and we're gonna help you decide which one is right for you.
We have a lot of fun talking about productivity and health, so if you're not already, definitely subscribe to the channel for weekly videos.
And at the end of the video, we're gonna help you decide which app is better for you.
And keep in mind that we use these apps in medical school, so our analysis mostly comes from studying health and science.
Okay, so let's start off with Notability. The most important strength in Notability is the audio recording feature. You can record audio using your internal or external microphone by clicking this button at the top right. And you have the option to play back the recording at a slower and faster speed. But even more awesome is that Notability tracks your own brushstrokes during the recording, and you can follow along with what you did while the recording was happening real time. So for example, if you stumbled across some notes you wrote from class and you weren't sure why you wrote them down, you could simply go back to a recording at the top, scroll to find when you wrote it down, and then listen to what the teacher was saying at that exact point in time. This is absolutely an amazing feature. So the next neat strength that Notability has is the ability to insert GIFs and stickies. And I personally like to use GIFs as a memory palace for things that are difficult for me to understand or remember. So it's pretty cool that you can search and use them right inside the app itself. And next, if you're using a keyboard with your iPad, the Notability has a lot of dedicated hotkeys that allow you to toggle between pens, highlighters, erasers, and other functions to speed up workflow. And you don't have to spend time clicking back and forth up in the tool menu. So this in combination with the audio recording can make you extremely efficient during lectures. And the final strength of Notability I want to emphasize is the organization of the interface. I think it's super clean and very easy to navigate. You create dividers and place subjects inside them. And the layout is great because you can physically see all the headings, titles, and names of everything very clearly without having to dig within folders and folders.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about the key features that Goodnotes has, which Notability doesn't. First, and most importantly for me, is the superior search function. Being able to instantly find information is key to effective studying. And although both apps do have a search function available, the Goodnotes one is just way better for two reasons. First, for no extra cost, it allows you to search handwritten and text characters in multiple languages. And second, the search function itself is nice because not only does it show you all the instances of the searches you're doing, but it also gives you the context of the sentence the search was in. The next thing that Goodnotes has that's super awesome is the ability to make stencils. This is definitely a key feature for anyone who likes to make very nice looking notes, or for those who are a bit more creative with their notes. I'm pretty garbage at drawing pictures, but I found that using the stencil was super helpful when drawing diagrams or structures for classes like anatomy or neuroanatomy. And it's really easy to do this. You can either import photos from your camera roll, or you can find them on the web. All you have to do is drag them over to your notes, and then zoom in, and then just draw over the picture that you want to stencil with a pen. After you've finished, then you can erase the picture behind it, and voila, a perfect stencil. You can go ahead and highlight them in whatever color you want and make it look all pretty. And if anyone asks, I drew that myself. All right, the next feature are the page templates. So when you add a new page, you can choose between blank pages, line pages, or my personal favorite, the Cornell, which comes in very handy for making notes for active recall or transferring them to flashcards. And the last thing I want to touch on about Goodnotes is the organizational style. So unlike Notability, which is organized where everything is partitioned from tabs on the left side, Goodnotes resembles more of what you find on Finder or Google Drive or Windows Explorer if you're a PC user. You can create folders, inside folders, inside folders, and then you can fill them with either pictures, quick notes, or notebooks themselves. So it has a lot more organizational capacity.
So next, let's go ahead and compare these two apps because there are a lot of things that they can both do, but there are subtle differences that may sway you towards one over the other. So first, let's talk about the shape tool. In Notability, you can convert any shape you draw into a more precise version of that shape if you hold the pen at the end of the drawing for a few seconds afterwards. But in Goodnotes, there's a dedicated shape button which will convert the shape much quicker. So in terms of ease of access, both of these apps allow you to quickly pull up any recent notes that you used. But in addition to recent notes, Goodnotes allows you to select favorites if there are any particular documents that you access frequently. So both of these apps can multitask and open two notes at once, side by side. Both can sync with the cloud, and both have great highlighter functions that go behind the text without ruining your writing. And something that both of these apps do way better than any other app is that they simulate an amazing writing experience. Some people say that writing on one app feels better than the other, but personally I couldn't really tell the difference. All I know is that these apps seem to make my handwriting look way better than it is.
Next, I want to talk about the pens. So Goodnotes might have a slight advantage for pens because you can create 3 color presets for your pens on the top toolbar for quicker swapping. You also have more control over your pen's style and how fine it writes compared to Notability, which just gives you choices. So next is bookmarks. So both apps can bookmark any page by opening up the page viewer and selecting the bookmark on the appropriate page. But Goodnotes might have a slight advantage again here because it has a dedicated bookmarks button on the toolbar at the top. Next is the eraser function. Both apps have great eraser functions which can either delete entire strokes or parts of strokes. But again, Goodnotes might have another slight advantage here because it has something called the auto deselect eraser. This makes your eraser automatically switch back to a pen after a single use. So it saves you the keystroke of going up and pressing your pen again. When it comes to importing images, both the apps do a great job, but Goodnotes again might have a slight advantage because it has a dedicated image importer on the toolbar, whereas Notability just has a drop-down menu. This is just a subtle increase in speed because of a few less keystrokes. Both of the apps can import files like PDFs directly from your iPad into any notes. However, Goodnotes has a slight advantage here because you can import a PDF directly inside of a notebook. Notability can only import a file from the homepage.
If you go back and watch older reviews of Goodnotes versus Notability, you'll see that the two used to be very different from each other. But that gap is quickly closing, and the two are now constantly getting updated. So the question is, which one is best for you? Well, it really depends on what kind of student you are. We think that Notability is great for students who are looking for a practical experience. The file organization is simplistic in the way that you can see all your documents at once, kind of like a table of contents, but for all of your notes. And the biggest advantage is that Notability has that audio recording function, because not all your classes will have recorded podcasts for you to listen at home. So with that feature, you don't ever have to be afraid that you'll miss any more details from lecture. That is, if you go to lecture. Overall, Notability is more straightforward, has less fluff, and allows for more streamlined, focused study. On the other hand, Goodnotes is great for students looking for a creative experience. If you're more artistic, you like to make aesthetic notes, studygrams, then Goodnotes is better for the customization. You have more control over what kind of pens you want to use and easier access to your favorite color presets. You can also stencil over pictures, which allows you to add custom art to your notes. You also have a powerful presentation mode that's great for studying with your friends and in groups.
But there are people like us who actually use both of the apps, and this is because the individual strengths of each app are useful for different parts of the learning process. We use Notability for taking notes in class or in lecture because alongside the amazing audio recording feature, I think that the organization of Notability in managing files and PDFs and lecture slides is just easier to see. Then after lecture, when we're trying to process all the information and make sense out of it, this is when we use Goodnotes. Because Goodnotes has a better search function, import, and overall better manipulation of individual files that'll help you make connections between your notes. So hopefully our thoughts on these two apps will help you make a decision on which one you want to use. They're both top of the line and they're both amazing note-taking apps, so it really just comes down to your personal preference. Leave a comment below if you have any thoughts or any experiences using the two apps, or if we missed anything really important that you think should have been included. And definitely let us know if you want to see more videos on this topic, or if you want to see how we use them ourselves. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Give it a thumbs up because it really helps us out. And if you want to see more, click on the red subscribe button down here or the circle up here.
check out our website or check out our Instagram, links in the description below. And check out these videos over here. We think you might enjoy them.
And we'll see you next time.